I'm Lee Stark, a school counselor and co-facilitator within the STAR-T training process. And what you're about to hear is the result of two interventions: a level 1 introductory training and a resiliency practice group that took place throughout the 2020 through 2021 academic year at Stevensville schools. I think this work had a dramatic impact on learning resiliency skills and practices to engage secondary trauma, especially during this time of the COVID pandemic. And I've reflected with participants about their experiences through a few questions and really believe their stories and experiences speak for themselves. So the first question focused on sharing resonant moments and experiences within this group process.
I started the school year off like really in a pretty dark place, I'd say, and feeling really empty, and not valued, and like I didn't have a lot to give to the kids, and just being able to express that and to be received and acknowledged meant more to me than I thought. It meant more to me than I even understood at the time. It was really impactful and really helped me get through the year, and helped me begin, I think, a lot of growth as a person this year. This year's been really challenging, but also really transformative in ways that I couldn't have even guessed. Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was alone all the time, and everything that I was going through, I had no one else to relate to. And then when we met, there was like, we're feeling the same thing, and we may be different and it may be the same, but at the end of the day, we're feeling the same thing and we're going through the same thing. And like, that was really helpful to just hear other people's perspective.
Really taking the time in the group, I feel like it set a foundation for us, a few of us, as the year went on, being able to develop a really deeper relationship so we could weather some pretty harsh storms. And without that foundation, I just don't think we could have done what we did this year. And I don't think it would have been as meaningful or as deep or as helpful for one another.
But I think if I really think about it, my most memorable moment of the whole time was the first time we did the rope, and the way, and I still think about that all the time, of the leaning in and feeling other people's support. And
This next question centered on whether they would continue any of the skills or practices that we learned. Continuing.
Yeah, I think the body awareness, especially within teaching and in a classroom, and understanding levels of stress, and trying to just remember to check in with yourself as you're going through whatever you may be presented with that day.
I like to think of myself as fairly in touch with my emotions, but I realized through this process that at work I'm not, that there's a disconnect between my emotions in the moment. And so the body scans and the breathing have really helped me connect more with where my body is when I'm at work.
Like bringing that attention inward is something I want to continue, because it's easy just to get caught up in the things you have to do and the task you have to finish, and not think about where you are and how you are and what you need to be or what you should be. And those arriving exercises were just stopping and just being. It's like hitting the reset button. Those are.
Next, I asked how they grew this year and the benefits of this framework within a school system. Share with that person.
It builds better, resilient teachers. It helps them be able to remove themselves from their work, and then it makes them more present in the classroom. So they're not overworked and overran and they're burnt out. I think it helps not burning out teachers. Just like feeling that reassurance of that we're all like going through something tough and that we're all like there for each other, and yeah, just seeing everyone from the group in the hall and feeling that connection, especially on a hard day, can be really powerful.
I think being able to make those connections within the group then just strengthens the connections outside of the group. And when we're looking for a cohesiveness with our staff and our staff feeling comfortable to take risks and know that they're supported by the people around them, I think these kind of are the stepping stones, or these types of activities can be the stepping stones to helping make that happen.
I think that as teachers and staff, it's important to model things for our students, and this is a great way to get in touch with those emotions and figure out kind of what is going on with you and where you stand on things.
You know, we're constantly expected to give everything we have to the children, but if we're not ourselves getting filled back up, it just ends. It's this cycle of depletion, constant depletion, and I think we were all feeling that, and like having these groups is a means to fill your teachers back up so they can give their best to the children, which is what we're called to do. And so I think as an administrator, like, do I want my teachers to be the best people they can be? Well, yes. Then I need to do this. Yeah.
And if you can create that bond and that connection with people, it's going to really, I mean, I want to say the word resilient, but I guess that's what we're talking about. It does. It provides resiliency and just a connection, and I would say absolutely, it's priceless, really.
And be able to just feel that connection outside of those groups too, and know that there's safe people and safe places at school when the going gets tough.
Finally, I asked them to share a few words to summarize their overall experience.
Vulnerability, authenticity, connection.
Yeah, I think connectedness, probably some humility, and gratitude.
For some reason, the word profound comes to mind. I don't know why. Just like a profound realization of what we can do when we come together and support each other.
Genuine. Felt.
Changing, present, and grounding. Like, grounding is my huge word, I think, through all this. Like, I see it as like a tree. Like, I'm the trunk of the tree, my roots are planted, and like the storm is gonna like make my leaves go crazy, but I'm grounded and I'm not gonna move. Hopefully.
Surprised and challenged and really grateful.